What are some not fun facts?
Story 1.
Horses can't throw up. If they need to throw up, they'll die.
Story 2.
If any apocalypse happens, anyone who takes medication daily is fucked.
Story 3.
When it comes to heart disease, the very first symptom in roughly 1/3 of all cases is sudden death, meaning you could be perfectly healthy and drop dead because you had heart disease and didn't know it. Check your family history, people. Yup, my old man was 64, ate healthy, ran every day, had an old guy six-pack, didn't drink or smoke, and loved his job. One day, he just literally fell over dead, silent ischemia.
Story 4.
Some whales, when old, no longer have enough strength to swim for as long, so if they swim too deep, they might not have enough strength to swim back up to get air, so they end up drowning. And their death creates a whole new ecosystem, like meaty, dead coral reef brimming with life. On the topic of dead whales, whenever they die and their bodies reach the surface, they will eventually explode like a balloon.
Story 5.
Babies can die after consuming honey. The botulinum toxin, like the one in Botox, will paralyze their muscles, causing floppy baby syndrome. They really should have named that something else.
Story 6.
There is a whale called 52 Blue who sings at such a strange frequency he is unable to communicate with other whales. Pretty sure there was an Octonauts program about it. They make him a special translator, and he lives happily ever after.
Story 7.
If you shine a flashlight smartphone on a newborn sea turtle for too long, which could be only minutes, it will start crawling around in circles. Known as the Ring of Death, it means that the turtle's eyesight has been permanently damaged due to mistaking your lights for the moon that guides it to the sea. By doing this, you have doomed the sea turtle to death right after birth. It's really sad that this is even a known thing. Poor turtles.
Story 8.
Heroin overdose is so prevalent and dangerous because of how fast tolerance bounces back. So let's say an addict gets arrested and is in jail for a few days, weeks, whatever. If they're a heavy user, even half the dose they last used could kill them. I actually heard an interesting thing about heroin overdose during a lecture. Taking heroin in a different place or different kind of place can actually lead to overdoses. Basically, it's like Pavlov's dog. When you have the same ritual, including place, your body actually prepares itself, I assume heart rate change, etc., and has situation-specific tolerance. You have it somewhere without the ritual, and your body doesn't do that preparation, meaning you have less tolerance to the drug, even if it's the same dose as normal. Fascinating concept. Edit. Thank you for the silver kind Redditor.
Story 9.
Everyone probably knows this one, but the original voice actor for Ducky in the Land Before Time series was murdered by her father, and then he torched the body. I believe her tombstone has Ducky on it, as well as one of her lines from the movie. It's been a while since I read about it.
Story 10.
Sharks eat their siblings before birth. There can be only one. There are 100 of them on average. It's the first battle royale.
Story 11.
Brain aneurysms can happen at any time in your life, and you won't know until it's too late, or if a doctor accidentally finds it. My cousin had his first brain aneurysm at 23 in 2003. Week prior, complained of headaches, was taking hot shower and collapsed. Mediflight to hospital, and the docs operated on brain and managed to save him. Told us he'd be like a little kid for rest of life. He managed to make a full recovery within 5 years, learned to walk, talk again, everything. It was amazing and unimaginable at the same time. Only reminder was the scar on his head. He had his second and fatal brain aneurysm in his sleep at age 36 in 2016. No symptoms this time. He was always living on borrowed time. Just glad we got an additional 13 years with him before he left us for good.
Story 12.
Cowgirl reverse cowgirl position is the most common reason for a man's penis to break.
Story 13.
Some dogs have to get their anal glands squeezed by veterinarians or their owners. if too much fluid gets stuck in them. Dogs usually help themselves with the issue, though, by pooing or rubbing their butts on the floor. And if your dog isn't the type that drags their butt on your carpet, to let you know things are getting backed up, the glands can abscess and explode. Then for a few weeks it looks like your dog has 2 buttholes. My mom has been a dog groomer for 15 years. I would often bathe the dog so she can give them haircuts. Part of the bathing process is to squeeze that anal gland. Dogs who don't get groomed usually are backed up, and I'll tell you, some of them were held in by pressure. I've squeezed a few that absolutely shot across the bathtub. It's black, stinky, toxic ooze. It does not smell pleasant.
Story 14.
There's a plant in Australia called the Gympie Gympie tree that has hairs all over it that are small enough and are compared to hypodermic needles. And whenever a person touches the plant, these hairs stick into your skin and inject a toxin. That causes a pain compared to the affected area being covered in acid and set on fire. And what makes it worse is that the pain lasts months to years. Pretty sure there was a guy that used it for toilet paper. What the hell is wrong with Australia? How can a place be so hostile to Homo sapiens?
Story 15.
Japanese used to use prisoners to test how many bodies their sword was. They would stack prisoners on top of each other, and however many the sword went through was how many bodies the sword was. At the rape of Nanking, during the Japanese-Chinese War in 1939, Japanese officers held a contest who could kill the most Chinese civilians with a sword.
Story 16.
The Spanish flu was one of the most lethal pandemics in history, edited out the most. There are lots of elements that determine the deadliness of these various diseases, and too much uncertainty in death tolls to say for sure. Which disease was the most lethal? People who caught it bled from their ears, experienced nausea and extreme fever. Their skin turned shades of blue and experienced extreme pain from the slightest touch. It caused internal hemorrhaging, 18 to 35. Adults' immune systems, which would typically be considered the strongest, would react so strongly that their bodies would fill up with antibodies and fluid, literally drowning the infected with their own defense mechanism. This happened for a specific reason. See Peakman's comment.
Story 17.
For generations, the indigenous peoples of South America used blow darts laced with paralytic plant extract to hunt their prey. In the 1800s, English physicians who interacted with these indigenous South Americans recognized the possible uses of this paralytic agent, now known as tuberculin, as an anesthetic agent for surgeries. Physicians noticed that animals under the influence of tuberculin would become temporarily immobilized but would recover after a period of paralysis. According to these physicians, this discovery would revolutionize surgery as an anesthetic agent. So confident were they in their discovery that one of the physicians volunteered to undergo surgery under the influence of tuberculin to demonstrate its effectiveness. Unfortunately, he failed to realize that, although the drug was an effective paralyzing agent, it did not have any effect on the sensory receptors of the body, so he felt every cut of the surgery without being able to move or do anything about it. MC Biology. We learned about this in my comparative mythology class. It was a class that looked at different ancient cultures, focusing on their myths and how they influenced the culture. Basically a Thamid history class. We learned that this toxin was a popular anesthetic to be used specifically during children's surgeries, because they believed it was completely harmless, had no lasting effects. No one believed the young children when they woke up from surgery, insisting they felt everything.
We sincerely appreciate you taking the time to watch our YouTube video. If you find our content helpful and enjoyable, please click the subscribe button to stay updated on any new videos we share in the future. Thank you once again, and we hope to see you in our next upcoming videos.